For your final project on the project approach, one of the things that you will have to do is put together a presentation on your project approach topics. So I'm going to talk you through a sample project approach final project. This one is about pies. Phase one, getting started. What we're doing in this project approach on pies is we're doing a topic web. I have thought about pies and how children might be interested in them. Um, Maybe the idea of pies came because someone was talking about apple pie that they had one day. So we decided to do a project based on pies. These are some of our ideas about things that we know about pies or don't know about pies, and how we can areas for investigation. So, as we talked about pies, some of the things that we came up with that we want to know are: how do you make a pie? What are the parts of a pie? What shapes can we find in pies? Are there stories about pies? And what's our favorite kind of pie? So, we made some predictions about pies and about our questions. And we think that if you are going to make a pie, you have to bake it in the oven. And we know that some parts of the pie are the crust and the filling. And we know that pies are round, but there might be other shapes in pies as well. We've heard that one story, Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie. So we know there are some stories about pies, but we can probably find more. We think maybe if we go to the library, we might find some more stories about pies. And we think our favorite kind of pie might be chocolate, but we're going to have to find out. So how are we going to do some of these things? How are we going to document what we've learned? We're going to draw pictures of pies and make pies with Play-Doh. And we might take a field trip where we learn about baking pies, and we'll write and draw about that. We'll take pictures of all the things that we make during our investigation. And we think it would be really cool to bake a pie and make a video of it. So how are we we're going to collect some information. One of our questions was, what shapes can we find in a pie? So we'll do a project to help us learn about the shapes in pies. We'll cut paper plates into pie pieces, and we'll learn about the shapes and work on our cutting, right? So we're going to learn how, when we have a pie piece, it's not square, it's not round, it's kind of a triangle, but it's got that rounded edge on it. And we're going to cut, and we're going to learn about different shapes. So those are the learning objectives that we're going to fulfill there. Now, how do you make a pie? We are going to take a field trip to a bakery so that we can learn how to bake a pie. But before we do that, we're going to read books about bakeries and talk about what questions we will have for the baker when we get to the bakery. At the bakery, we'll ask our questions and take pictures, and the baker can show us how she bakes pies. And at the end, we'll make a class book about our trip to the bakery. How do you make a pie? Well, after we visit the bakery, we'll have a better idea, but then we'll find a recipe and make our own pies. And what's our favorite pie? We will taste a variety of pies and make a graph of our favorites. Are there stories about pies? Well, we can look in the library for books about pies, and we can also go to the library and ask the librarian to help us find books about pies. So, concluding the project, after we've done all those things, we will have pie night, and we will invite our friends and families to come to school for a pie party. We'll provide pies the kids have baked, as well as invite parents to bring pies. And we will display the artwork children have created during the unit, showing shapes and parts of pies. We'll have a reading of our class book about our bakery field trip, and also share our findings on our favorite kind of pie. So that's how you can do a pie-based project approach. And this is what I would like to see for your presentation about your project approach for your final project.